In 5, 4, 3, 2. Is this episode? Is this episode 344?
Correct.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Penis.
Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news.
It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday. Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares. A to B.
Uncut. Is that you?
When are you going to bring Larry back? My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered cast on
Complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shattered Cast Uncut, episode 344. That is 344 years old. We are becoming quite the immortal vampire. Kneel before us, tremble before us, make love for us. I'm your host, Oscar Alonso, and joining me tonight are two members of the Furious Four, and their so swank lives as this gentleman right here on my left is slowly adjusting to knowing what it's like to live in Florida by experiencing 8 blackouts. The one, the only, the engineer, the smartest Transformer fan out there, not some jerk off that sits there and breaks your toys, T2RX6, Justin.
Yay! 7 of them were caused by power. 1 more. Well, we'll figure out what that blackout is later.
Ultimate power. And speaking of ultimate power, this guy's getting accumulated in his 3rd summer home he purchased this past week. He's freaking out. He doesn't know how he's going to pay off these mortgages, but he has children, so they'll take care of it when they're 18 and over. Mm-hmm. The one, the only, Mr. Robert D.
I hope Justin keeps in how you warmed yourself up, how you got yourself into the head to do this show.
Say what?
The way you, like, just at the last second, what you did to get into the head to do the show. You out of the blue. You're just like, all right, let's do the show.
Ridiculous.
I'll keep it in. Why not?
Let me get into the mindset. I gotta.
This gotta get in the game, bro. You gotta teach these kids how to rock. You know, there's these new podcasts coming up everywhere.
They really are. It's good.
They really are, but you know what? Just because I feel like shouting out a fellow Jersey boy, and Robert, technically you're one now too, because you have a second address there in the Great Garden State. Shout out goes to Eddie Dustmightz and Beers on a Boat. If you haven't listened to Beers on a Boat, please listen to Beers on a Boat. It's on Bandcamp app. Look it up. Beers on a Boat. It's fucking majestic, man. Like, seriously. I am in a hot, gross, sweaty trailer, wearing a mask, and when I'm not, I know today I listened to our podcast. I had to refresh myself with what we talked about last week. But normally, if I want good, chill background music to help me carry these fucking 100+ pound fucking truck parts, I will listen to anything done by Eddie Dustmightz. Shout out to you, man. I love you, buddy. We talk, it's really good.
It's really good. Like, he's shared his tracks with me, and I was really taken aback at the real chill, real good beats, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. A lot of very emotional stuff. You know, really good.
He does have one good skit that is from Wolf of Wall Street. It's called Chop. And it's like when they're on the boat, like, what do you mean there's Chop? Hit him to Chop, and, you know, and the one goes like, yeah, I know about Chop. And the one guy's like, what do you know about Chop? You just chop up your credit cards. Fucking love that movie. But yeah, so I got that going on.
He doesn't listen anymore, Oscar.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He hates us.
Yes, he does.
He'll probably message me and be like, come on, man. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. That fine ass MC motherfucker. Anyway, but speaking of getting anything, Justin, did you get anything this week?
I did. Nothing Transformers related, though.
Oh, what's that?
I got a 3D printer. So,
no way.
Game on.
Game on, man. Dude.
Now I just gotta figure out how to print things because, like, so I printed with their little sample filament. They're like, here's 3 files, you can print one of them, and I picked, like, I'm like, okay, let's print this little dog thing, and then it's like, yeah, you don't have enough filament in here to do the dog. I'm like, oh, okay, so I've got like 3/4 of a dog, but he's missing like the top part of his head, like he just got a lobotomy. It's awesome.
You're a fucking monster.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty freaking cool. So,
dude, we can do little Sencho Barbosas. Like
yeah, we could if I can figure out how to do that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's all I got, and like I said, I gotta learn how to print all the things. Like, it turns out, like, all the different types of plastics and like the extrusion rates and things need to vary, and I'm like, oh god, this is a lot of information.
That sounds like
I need
math.
to
Math
learn,
is dumb.
Yeah,
Math
like I
stupid,
ordered some
man.
filament, like, so I have filament coming on Friday, and then I was like, I can get something that comes in today. I'm gonna go ahead and order that and get it here today, and then I found out that it's a different kind of plastic that, like, I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize I ordered a different kind of plastic. So, like, I'm figuring out about, like, moving the 3D printer, like, so it doesn't pull too quick and pull it off the mat while it's still, like, cooling. All this stuff. Like, oh, it's crazy. So I've wasted quite a bit of filament trying to learn how to use this other type of plastic. It's fun.
Trial by fire, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how
whatever.
I learned to do.
Like, it's $20 of filament, and it'll last me a while. So I've got plenty of time to learn how to use it. So
that's how I learned to use Anime Studio. I mean, it was fucking trial by fire. Imported images, like, because the advertisers are like, import your drawings, animate them. So I'm like, oh, cool. Made a drawing. No, it's just a white background with the fucking inks and shit and all the colors, and looks like absolute shit. And then I learned, oh, I got to do this. You'll get it. You're smarter than me, so you'll get it.
It just takes time. It's, like, I walked into my office because that's where I set it up, and I'm like, what is all this shit on the floor? And I'm like, oh, that's my thing that I was printing. Like, it's just a pile of strands that have now turned into, like, dust on the floor, basically. So, whatever.
Nice.
I'll figure it out. It just takes time. So
you can make your own Unicron.
Mm-hmm.
One that won't break.
Maybe.
Ham-hocked. Speaking of ham-hocked, this guy's a victim.
Bobby,
Robert,
what'd you get this week? Oh, wait, wrong ham hawks.
I said victim.
Oh, I didn't hear victim. My bad.
What'd you get this week, Robert?
What came in? I didn't realize it, but I had inadvertently ordered 2 more. What are they? The Magnums.
Oh my
Christ,
god,
Robert.
So you have 4 additional ones?
Well, I donated one to the ROC, right? They did a spin to win.
Yeah.
So now I have 2 extras. Yeah.
Shit. Well, talk to me, man. I'll take one off your hands. I'm curious to see how they feel.
They feel amazing.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like Wild Rider, so I mean, it'd be nice to have one freaking hanging around the house.
Yeah,
Shit.
they're really nice.
Or we should hold a contest. Help raise money for New York Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Hey, hold on 1 second, guys, okay?
Or a death match.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
How about like a death match?
Like a death match.
Mm-hmm.
All the shards get in one arena. The winner that walks out, they'll have to pay a $20 admission fee. So that'd be about $100 we can make easy with our listeners.
Yep.
And they have to fight each other to the death. Yes.
I like your thoughts. I like that. Winner gets a Wild Rider. So I like him. I like him a lot. I think you'll like him too. He's fun to transform. Like, it's not a hassle.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. Is like, I'm like, oh, look, an actual fun to transform character. Like, I feel like Breakdown was harder to transform than Wild Rider, which I think, I don't know. It's fine. Like, Breakdown was fine, but maybe Breakdown's problems were some of the things were too tight and it was hard to move things around. But I don't know. Wild Rider looked nice, and I don't know. It's really, really well done. So is Breakdown, in fairness, but I don't know. There's a simplicity about Wild Rider that works. He looks awesome. He's a great looking Ferrari. So
Yeah.
One of my favorites. So.
Because, I mean, I already got an MP Minnesota thanks to you.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota.
This is true. Have you taken him apart? Have you only used him combined, or have you taken him apart into separate modes?
I've transformed Deadhead to robot mode and then back into vehicle mode. Very over complexity just to shove the backside of them on top. But Wild Rider was fun. They're very IDW based, so I mean I'm really happy with their aesthetics. So I'm a fan of the IDW designs from back in the day. We can say that now because they have that new fucking reboot, which is boring. But I think it works. It's I still have like Robert, except I did it with X-Transbot's Crack Up. I have 2 of him. I sold one because I had the original limbs before Motomaster came out, as I was impatient. And I was like, I have him. I'm like, okay, well, I like the aesthetics for this breakdown. He doesn't. I wish he was more off-white like the Transform Mission version, which would have been really good. But overall, I think they're all great. And if I get that Magnum, I can actually have a little bit of everything.
Nice.
Yeah. But let's see. Robert said he'd be back.
Yeah, Robert, you're not back, right?
Robert.
Awesome. So what'd you get?
Let's see what I got this week. Nothing.
Oh.
I'm actually going to ship my stash tomorrow, and then I should be here sometime next week.
Don't shit your stash. That's no good.
Ship it, not shit it.
No, don't shit it. Come on, Oscar.
But I do have, I got a great deal with Prime Points on MP Clampdown, which is a police car version of Sideswipe.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
Yep, so I'm looking forward to having that. I got Fans Toys Hunk in that stash also.
Do you have, speaking of Clampdown, do you have the other one? The one that's based off of the Sideswipe mold? I forget what his name was. Deep Cover, something like that? I can't remember.
Oh, Deep Cover side? No, I don't have that one.
Oh, you should get it. They look nice together.
Do they?
Yeah.
I didn't know they made it.
Yeah.
Send me a link if you see it. Shit.
Yeah, I'll take it.
But I mean, I remember I had the Deep Cover Sideswipe in the Chug line. So I know they made that, and I picked them up.
Not Deep Cover. I'm sorry. There's a... What the hell? There's a full police deco. There's the Sunstreaker, and then there's the full police deco. The full police deco Sideswipe mold. I can't remember what it's called though. Now I kind of want to get the red alert from whatchamacallit and make it. Oh, I mean that'd be cool to put a complete police deco on that. Oh, things to do.
Isn't that the Clampdown mode? That's full. It's a black and white Lamborghini.
I guess so. Maybe. Let me see. Hold on.
Don't make me Google this bitch. That's what you're going to make me do. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, okay. MP Clampdown. That's the Sideswipe mold. And then what's the other one? What's the police Sunstreaker?
That is Carbon or whatever.
Wait, what are we looking at?
We were talking about what we got this week.
Oh, okay.
Spin out?
Clampdown.
No.
Yeah, it's called Carbon or something like that. The Sunstreaker.
Oh, so okay. Oh, Cordon. Okay. That's
Cordon,
what it
yeah.
was.
Ooh,
so you okay?
Off.
I got you. So, okay. Now I know which one you got. So you got the Clampdown, right? Okay. All right. I am following.
Right.
Yeah. So now you need Cordon then, because they look cool together.
Yep.
I had the names wrong. My apologies.
No, it's
well, someone's already typed about how I did it wrong in the chat. So.
Oh, they will.
Yeah, they're like, dear SCU idiots.
Once again, you're wrong, and I have to come here and save you by correcting you. Well, let me finish what I got coming in. So I got Hunk. I got that guy coming in. I have Athena. Yay!
I'm excited for you to get that and let me know what you think of it. So.
Yep, my first fan hobbies figure. I have the Iron Factory Lyo Convoy. That's in there too. Picked him up.
Nice.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll be a little excited. Got a little haul there. Nice little haul.
Sounds like a nice little haul.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I still have my Bagcube Sunstreaker and Sentinel Blaze, which is the red side Sunstreaker deco. I still think they're great. I just find it weird that Takara's making it, so I'm like, okay, I don't really need it. I got them already, but yeah. But Robert, what'd you get this week?
I told you already. I got 2 Magnums.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 2 Magnums.
That was it.
Yeah, and you got sidetracked. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, some bullshit work stuff. Seriously heavy stuff, but business is not, business decisions are not always the best and easiest decisions to make. It's weird. A lot of life, a lot of business decisions are gambling, and you got to make difficult calls and not always make people happy when you make those decisions. But anyway.
Well, good times.
Speaking of hard business decisions, this next one is definitely one. It's the Dr. Wu Iron Eater, known as the Scraplet from Transformers Prime.
I like this. So I had way back in the day, I think I ordered them from Shapeways. They made like these little scraplets, and I have them here, and like I think I painted them silver, but I don't think I ever like finished painting them and putting them together. But like these look way better than the ones from Shapeways. I loved that episode with the scraplets. What about you guys?
Yep.
They were fun.
I thought that was a good episode. These look cute. They are. Then, of course, they open their mouth and all those razor-sharp teeth are there. But apparently it looks like... I'm just trying to look at photos. Obviously, the legs don't move. I think the head's the most articulation in it. So you can set them up to just chomp on whatever. The head's on a ball joint. Yeah, these look really cool. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, yeah, it's cool, but people really still have like the Prime stuff, like, in their main displays.
That's true. That is a fair statement, because it does also seem like we're getting to the point now where it's like, with these types of figures, like, is this a sign that this is the end? Like, there's no more G1 stuff to be produced that they think will sell, so we're just going ahead and doing other things now. Like, you're right, Robert. It's not wrong. So
I'm gonna sound like a jerk here, but thank God, because if they make another accessory from that 3-second cameo of an item in a fucking G1 episode, I think it's gonna be too much.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I can agree with that. But I do feel like there's still characters out there that warrant some attention. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So.
Yeah, this seed just seems like something that could have been made years ago, and it would have sold like hotcakes.
So no, I don't disagree with that.
It's cool, but is there really a market for it? You can't adapt the scraplets for your G1 collection. You can't put them on your MPs. I mean, I guess you could, but people aren't going to.
Well, aesthetically, they look like really out of place.
Yeah.
Like back when Prime was jumping and it was like the popular show, this definitely would have sold like hotcakes.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad because it's a good attempt on their part.
Yeah, the thing that worries me about this too is like Dr. Wu has this notorious way of not really being super affordable, So like I feel like these come out, it's like, oh, that's cool, and then it's like, but not for that price, like.
Yeah.
No thanks. So.
What's the price? Do we know?
No. I don't know. I'm not sure.
$63. I'm just kidding.
When you said $63 though, it like almost didn't surprise me.
There's this gray one and a black one.
I gotta buy 30, and then I'll flip them at a 100% increase.
Yeah,
Then you can say like, looking to sell this lot of scraplets, not looking to break up. Just a fucking pile of scraplets on a dirty mattress.
with the infamous chair in the background with a bunch of Transformers on it.
You see,
$300.
What still survives to this day are Viacon displays. People still do that. They still have the troop building, you know.
Yep.
But there was no scene with the Scraplets attacking the Viacons.
No.
If there was, then these would still sell, I think. You know.
Yep. They just had that one episode appearance.
It's a shame because, like, I still think the Prime toys were excellent. Now, I feel like I haven't collected the Siege stuff and whatever. What's the new line? It's not Siege, right? Is it
Earthrise?
Earthrise.
Earthrise.
So I can't comment on the quality, but I know that we didn't really have a tremendous hollowness or waffle issue with the Prime figures. They were really great. They really were great. So
they were, like, even the RID line of it, like where they simplified the shit out of the transformations, they still had a great aesthetic appeal to them.
Right.
And I believe there was some hollowness like in RC and stuff like that. But it worked so well. Like back when I had her, like you didn't notice it. You know, where now it's like everyone's going crazy for Elita 1s, and it's like, okay, so you bought a deluxe class Elita 1 figure that literally gets shoved underneath her alt mode. You know, but when we had this really complex, really cool looking RC from Transformers Prime, you didn't really bat an eye. You know? Like I think the zenith of their engineering was during the first edition Prime runs. Before the RID came out, like when you have first edition Starscream, Bumblebee, the Viacon. Jesus, the Viacon was freaking gorgeous.
But you know what though? Hold on though, because the RID Viacons were also good.
They were.
You know,
they were. I'm not saying they weren't.
Yeah, the first editions did tend to be better though. You know.
They were better engineered, like Optimus Prime, the first edition Optimus Prime, that cleaned up really well. So did their bulkhead. There wasn't really a Megatron in the Voyager class. No, there wasn't. Yeah, there wasn't at all. But I mean, like their Starscream worked for the first edition line, and I think he was the only Decepticon besides the Viacons. So, and I think that was just a showcase because like the first couple of episodes, it was Starscream was like in command of everything.
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. So, I mean, I remember like the Viacon craze. Like first, people were scalping them for like $30 to $60 a pop.
Yep.
You know? And then they appeared in Aldi's all over the country for like $5.
Yeah, I remember that. And like those Viacons were so hard to find for a while. It was pretty insane.
I'll never forget. I went shopping with my mom one day in Aldi's. And I was like, "Oh, there they are!" And I bought like 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Sweet, $25."
I think I have. I don't know if I still have it. I think I have a first edition, and then I have an RID one. I'm like, that's good enough. I don't need any more.
I needed 5 though. I wanted, and then they did the Arms Micron run on them, where you could get. They had the General, which was like, I believe it was like a silver or a white colored, like Jet Viacon.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, and then they had the regular Jet Viacon. Those still go for a pretty penny, I believe. I haven't bothered Googling them in a while. I haven't really wanted. And then they recolored them as BotCon exclusives, as Pounce and Wingspan.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? I mean, you know, that was BotCon's heyday.
Yep.
Shout out to Stasis Lock and Dakota, Captain BotCon, you handsome devil. But,
yeah, I remember when they had those.
Yeah, so it is what it is. I mean, but then like
SOCKS.
Yeah.
Socks.
That's what it is. You're speaking of Spanish. Spell socks. SOCKS.
SOCKS. Sock essay? No. SOCKS.
El taxista tiene dos hay que pagarle 2 veces.
Tú puedes caminar abajo la loma a chingar un vaca o corre para abajo la loma y chingan todos los vacas. I just said that saying wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I have no idea what you said, so sounds right to me.
It's basically, I said it wrong. The correct term is like you can run down a hill and fuck one of the cows, or you could walk down the hill and fuck all the cows.
Hey, Justin. Si te cojo, te mojo.
Oh, gross.
I don't even know what that means. So.
If it gets you, it'll wet you up. You're going to make you wet, man. You're going to drip. Drip, drip, drip.
Oh, Jesus!
Moving on, speaking of Jesus, this is proof that there is one because Fans Hobby's still pushing that Naval Commander prototype.
Mm-hmm.
Who fucking cares?
I don't know. I think it looks really good. I'm having like the problem is I don't have much draw to Armada, and like so like that makes the price tag like I don't think he's not worth his price tag. I just feel like I don't have
agree.
draw to it, and like I don't wanna like I kind of don't want to buy it, but like there's this big part of me that's like I kind of want to buy it, you know?
He's
I
just
think-
trying to buy it because he's a chunky chunkster.
He's Optimus. I like collecting Optimuses.
No, this isn't chunky. Nothing will ever beat Energon Optimus, Fatimus Prime.
Mm-hmm. I hope they make him.
You know, Autobots, let's stop the Decepticons. I need a Mountain Dew. I need one
Power
bad.
Rangers, let's form our Zord.
Wait, which Prime?
Energon Optimus
Energon
Prime. He basically had a trailer that was like all like Power Rangers parts that plugged into him. But he's this big fat Optimus, like.
Because like the whole cab was his body, his upper torso and lower torso, and there wasn't much effort in transforming him. But he just looked like such a fucking girthy Berta. I mean, it was absurd.
Just Google Energon Optimus Prime.
I am.
And
My
just look at
stupid
the
phone.
picture. There's a picture with his parallelogram trailer and Optimus. And like the combined mode's kind of cool, but the Optimus not in combined mode leaves a lot to be desired.
This looks like that Omega Supreme thing they did that split. Remember that?
Yep, it's
Yeah,
from the
he's
same line.
involved. That's it. Yeah.
And in fact, all those Optimus pieces, I think, bolted onto. Actually, even Optimus bolted into Omega Supreme,
Yeah,
if I
you
recall
split
correctly.
them open. You split them open. You send them in there, and then his extra pieces. Like, yeah, it was dumb, but it was a fun thing they did. But I mean, that Optimus, that's a fat old boy.
It's
This
'cause
one
he's
here,
got skinny legs. He's got the
yeah.
skinny-
This one here though, from Fans Hobby, looked like he looked like he don't miss leg day at all.
No.
Got them thick old thighs. He's thick with 2 C's. Yes.
Yeah, they're doing a good job with this. They're really knocking this one out of the
They
park.
are. I mean,
so far.
they're those that have Armada. That Armada is their version of G1. They're gonna love this. Like I really dig that head sculpt.
Yeah, it's
That
really
head sculpt. Say what?
Yep.
You broke up. Now you're laughing.
I'm laughing. Hold on. Download image. Please. Is this the figure? Hold on. Because this is hilarious. Is this?
We'll wait for him to drop that message. I'll see it. I gotta see this shit.
Is this it?
Where are you putting the image?
It's in the chat.
No, it isn't.
I just sent it. It's in the chat. I'm looking at it.
There.
The chat.
Did the check mark come in the circle?
Oh boy, here I'll send it to the chat.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, that's a bit. That's him with his
Super
special
mode hat
helmet on. Yeah, that is like the worst picture to do of him. Look at that.
He's just like, I just work out my legs. I do leg cardio while I drink beer.
Type of guy to come into your house going, "Hey man, what's up? It sure is hot outside. Got any Mountain Dew syrup?" No, I have Mountain Dew. No, man. Mountain Dew syrup.
Just the syrup.
That's just
And
fucking great.
And they made, I believe it was a Voyager class skeleton. You know,
I want to. Wait, did they do an MP version of this? Did anyone?
No.
Did Fans Hobby?
No.
Nope.
Oh, I
It
want
might be
a toy.
next.
I want a toy accurate Fans Hobby. I would buy it. I want.
I mean, if you want a toy accurate, why don't you just buy the Energon toy?
Yeah, save yourself like $200 because I had this. It's not bad.
I think I still have it. He's fine. Like his trailer is derpy. Like he's great in the combined mode. He's not great without, which is one of the problems I think that most of the Armada Energon Cybertron primes had. Like they really kind of catered towards the combined. I guess Armada kind of didn't because the combined mode, that gimmick of the auto transforming trailer, like crippled the combined mode. But like his uncombined mode really wasn't anything special either. So
Yes,
I don't know.
that's it, Robert. I thought it was, I thought it was neat because it was very Power Ranger-esque.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, this is gonna work. And then when I finally had him in hand, because I never got him when he first came out, I got him like maybe 2 years ago, and I picked him up and I was like, like combined mode is great. He's about leader class, a little taller than leader class at the time, and it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
He
fine.
looks like
I got him. Go ahead.
He looks like he's a public servant about to retire.
My last day on the bench, boys. Gonna need some extra Red Bull and donuts.
I picked mine up probably around when Classics was a thing, and like it was fine. Like it's definitely not the best thing ever, but like he was fine. I think my first experience with him was actually a model kit that I had found somewhere. Yeah, so he's okay. He's not the greatest thing, but like there's worst for sure. But that whole Energon itself was just crazy. So
yeah, and I mean, and not to take away from fans' hobbies, it does look great. But it's like the one thing that drew me away from Armada was how I felt like there wasn't, because this is past Beast Wars, so they knew what they could do when it came to terms of articulation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they just stopped with it and stuck with these like hot shots, like probably one of the ugliest Transformers I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Their version of Smokescreen, that crane, and of course, I ain't go into Armada thinking it was the same as G1. I was aware that they have to, they have to reserve copyright for these names. That's why they slapped on, fucking these names on all sorts of weird characters. But the one I think one of my favorite figures from the Armada trilogy, from the Unicron trilogy anyway, that's what this figure is based from, is probably has to be Energon Inferno.
You see, I don't understand you have copyright for 70 years. It's a life and being plus 70, I think, or it's just 70 years. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but it's at least 70 years that you have copyright. I think it's a trademark issue. It's like they abandon the use of the name, so they can't claim trademark to it.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's not copyright.
It's trademark, yeah, not copyright, because Disney basically lobbied that shit to fucking.
No, the whole reason the trademark and the whole reason copyright copyright gets extended, so it's because of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
it's because of Disney.
Disney, Mickey Mouse should have been public domain years ago.
Well, you have, I think it's the life. You have copyright for life on your creation, but
right.
Then it succeeds you, so that's why they added, I think it's the life, it's the life plus 70. So it's because Walt Disney died and they wanted to keep making money. So you have all your artwork for life, as long as it's not a work for hire. But once you pass, any of your copywritten works are to your distributees, people that inherit it for 70 years. But so I think it's more of a trademark issue, which is just weird to me, because you don't have to register you don't have to trademark a name. Like, okay, let's just say we've seen them do this at Transformers, where say it's Soundwave. We know, I don't think they had to worry about Soundwave, but I just can't think of a character that was like, obviously you say Soundwave, but they didn't use the name Soundwave anymore. As if they weren't allowed to. Which didn't really make sense to me. Now it's not Soundwave, but I know they've done this with characters. I can't remember which ones. Do you know like what G1 characters they couldn't use the original name with, or they did not use the original name with?
Wasn't it like Skyfire, Jetfire, because of the whole ordeal with not Bandai, Golden something?
Yeah, Golden Harmony. Harmony Gold.
Yeah, I think it's
Harmony Gold. No, there wasn't the use of the name. It was the use of the
toy, the mold.
Yeah, that might have been a copyright issue. But I know there are recent releases, where they just changed the name of the character because
like Autobot Jazz.
Right. Mm-hmm. Because they couldn't trademark the name anymore. So
I know Bumblebee I think has that issue Bumblebee,
with
I
DC
think,
Comics.
Yeah, I don't know if Bumblebee had the issue or if DC Comics just tried to sue Hasbro because of that. It's one of the two, and I'm not sure which one it is.
See, you're not infringing on a trademark if there's no consumer confusion.
Yeah.
So unless DC Comics had a yellow-horned, yellow robot that looked like Bumblebee that people are going to confuse Hasbro's with, how is there a trademark thing? I think the issue is they, say the name, they lost the trademark, or they never had the trademark for it, right? And it was already, outside their grasp because other characters and other myths or whatever mythos used the same name, so they couldn't trademark it. I know you can't just trademark something that's just like a kind of like a public thing, like just a commonly used thing. No, I don't know about Thor, but like
Thor's in the public domain. You can create a version of Thor as long as he looks nothing like his Marvel comic.
Right. Well, I mean, because they didn't create the idea of Thor. Thor was, he was a god. Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, like, let's say maybe it's because jazz is a general term. I don't know. I don't know why I'd say Autobot. They had to call it Autobot Jazz. It's not that they couldn't use the name. The thing was they can't claim trademark and exclusive use of the name. So they abandon it and change the name so that they can hold property right to the new name they're claiming. So they don't even give a shit about this character because they could still call it what they wanted to.
Isn't that the same thing they did with Shockwave? They called him Laserwave.
Yes, that's my point. Well, Laserwave was, that's the thing. Right, exactly. For whatever reason, they couldn't call him. See, I don't know if he was originally Laserwave, though. Was he?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like they call the MP Convoy, right? I mean, that's because he's Convoy.
In Japan, yeah.
Right. So I don't know what they called Shockwave. Maybe he was originally called Laserwave, and that was a callback. But that's my point, though. Some characters they have done that with, and it's not because they can't say, "Oh, this is Jazz." It's because they can't claim exclusive use of the word Jazz. So they're like, "Fuck it, we don't care that he's not Jazz." He's Spazmataz now. And no one can use Spazmataz. We are. That's why they did it.
And I really want a Spazmataz character.
I can't stop doing things. Oh, shoot what about fucking Jazz.
It just goes ahead and offends everybody in, all the Brits. So not Joe Britt, but he probably doesn't listen anyway. So.
It's the same thing with Slag, right? They changed his name to Slug because Slag is like profanity across the pond. It means like
slut.
Yeah. I mean,
I
find it weird. They had a comic strip in Britain called Two Old Slags that they did a fucking movie on called Two Old Slags, which is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I mean, slag is an actual word.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they call it something different in England because the word is so offensive. Isn't slag like molten metal waste or something?
Yep.
I believe so.
What do they call that?
I just pictured an episode of G1 airing in Britain, and it's like there's all the Dinobots together, and then you hear Grimlock going sludge, snarl, swoop, Rupert, and Rupert comes out of nowhere. Rupert the Dinobot. Today in the episode, he learns how to brush his teeth. But yeah, this looks real. What's his price tag again? Like 200?
Yeah, I think he's like too expensive. That's what he is.
Damn.
So.
Yeah.
He is
the
a pricey guy.
The alt mode looks extremely simplified. Like the truck, like you could tell there are the forearms and
Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
It's probably got better engineering than obviously his Armada predecessor, but I do like that non-powered up robot mode. That looks really neat though. Very, very beefy. Yeah, he lifts.
Oh, you're a beefer. I'm a beefer. We're all beefers.
Beef. And then speaking of beef, on to our next one. Gcreations Dustmightz.
What? Where is that?
No,
third one. It's dust, but we call it dust
shooter?
mites.
No, you skip go shooter.
You shot right by Ghost Shooter.
Shot right by Ghost Shooter. So we're back at him again because they've given us some bot modes, and like you can tell, like you can definitely tell that it's a remold of Athena, which is fine because it kind of gives you an insight of how it's gonna work for the Nightbeat mold and things like that. Like it can work for those different molds. I don't think it needs to be different. Some people may not like Athena. I don't know. I'm very excited to see what Oscar thinks when he gets it because
this is the worst piece of plastic I've ever felt. And I didn't pay for it.
Breakamus Prime didn't like it.
No, I know he didn't like it. So, and like the thing is, like I wanna argue old Bobby on this one because he's like I don't like it. He's like this is the worst, like the worst figure I've had. Like he said on Instagram. I'm calling Bobby out here. He said this is the worst figure in 2020 he's handled. I'm like, really? Because I fucked with those Magic Square Seekers, and they're worse. You know, like by far than this. You know, and they're also 2 times the price of this. You know, for a fraction of the figure. You know, like don't get me wrong. This thing has flaws. You know, there are things that could have been better. There's things that could peg better than they do. But like, it's a damn good figure for $60. You know, I don't know. And like I don't know, I feel like it, and I have it saved on my watch list. I'm catching up on videos. I want to see exactly what the complaints are because I'm like I feel like it's being approached as if it has $100 price tag, you know, and it doesn't. So I don't know.
Hey, pre-orders went up for the second run, bro. So
it has $120 price tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he looks. I mean, Ghost Shooter looks fucking dope.
Yeah, I like it. That they. I love the alt mode. I think the bot mode looks great. Like, bring this on. Bring on the siren that comes with it. Like, I'm in. I'm all in on all these, except for Hosehead. I only need one of those. I don't think I need 2 versions. Unless you do something, unless you make it like, so I look at them like, okay, I can see they're 2 quote unquote different characters. But I'm not sure what you do.
Here's what I like about this so far. I love the way the legs clean up. And how bits of the front of the car fold into the legs to help close off what would be nasty hollowness. As far as the back is concerned, yeah, you know, windshield amongst windshield, but hopefully it won't be that awkward to move around and pose. I don't know what Athena's like.
Well, the big thing is you can just pull that off. Now it has a peg sticking out the back because of where you would plug it into again. But like, it's like, if you don't like it, just take it off, throw it in a box. You know, like. If you're going to keep her in bot mode, great. If you want to flip her back and forth, here's a place to conveniently peg it onto, so you can go both, you know, back and forth as you please. So I'm fine with that. Like, I think that's fine.
But yeah, I love this, and I really love how a lot of third-party companies are kind of ditching the extreme amount of detail on their figures, and they're going for the more smoother, almost like animation cell look on all these. The aesthetic is really neat on this, and normally I would have issue with like the chunks of car hanging off the arm, but this works though. It gives him a little bit of beef, but not too much, right? So like he occasionally eats a salad. It's not just red meat all the time. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is definitely, once he goes up for pre-order, definitely jumping in on that.
Yeah, it's also like the thing about the things hanging off is also the character accurate. So like it's fine, you know, like I can excuse it if that's what the character's kind of supposed to look like. So,
and that's the thing. Like I never bought any of these. Ever. Never owned them. I was aware of the Headmaster Juniors, but they were always a little too high up in a price tag for my liking.
Oh, especially the Japanese one. The Japanese ones are insane. Like,
yeah,
half the draw to getting Minerva is like the real Minerva. Like, I think I got a yellow. Somehow I bid on a yellowed body only of Minerva. I'm like, this is great. I'll get a Nightbeat, and I'll repaint the Headmaster, and I'll like make my own little Minerva. You know, like it doesn't need to be all the original pieces. And then like I found this like somewhere along the way, someone KO'd Ghost Shooter and Minerva, and those KOs go for a lot of money too. Now, but yeah, they got KO'd. I picked them up. I'm like, I don't need this anymore. You know, so I sold the body that I had paid, I think like $70 for. Like it was yellowed, but like. Couple years later, I sell it for I think like $200 or something like that. I'm like, it's insane, you know, like, yeah, like it's just there's such rare characters that like half the mystique of getting these new ones is like, okay, I can get one that's not going to cost me, a mortgage payment on my house.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to see what their night beat's gonna look like.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice. So that's
awesome.
the thing. Like they've been very silent about Hosehead because I feel like they probably might have a dilemma with Hosehead. Do they make Hosehead?
How do you spell Hosehead?
It's one word.
What does he shoot?
But do you make him scaled to? Well, if you don't like Hosehead, the American release is Hosehead. If you want to go for the Japanese release, it's just Cab. But if you, do you make Hosehead scaled to similar size as the cars, or do you make him like a bigger figure, like somewhere between like Optimus Prime? I feel like you make him bigger, personally.
And he's a fire truck, right?
Yeah, he's a fire truck.
I'm not that familiar with the characters.
So I think that's kind of why we haven't seen anything about him, because I think like, do we scale them so they're all the same height in bot mode, or do we make him bigger? I hope they make him a little bigger, just because he's a fire truck.
Yeah, and that's like the one thing that I've noticed too, like, because I had the Maki toys, Hellfire and Wrestle, and I always wondered, like, Optimus Prime is just a cab, but these guys are the entire thing, so they should be bigger. If we're going by scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the same thing with Motormaster. Motormaster should be fucking gargantuan. The guy's got a 52-foot trailer dragging behind him, man.
Exactly.
Those that are like, but about scale, yeah, dude, but you're not taking in a lot of these arguments, especially when they talk about Motormaster, like, he should be fucking huge, the guy's trailer and everything, but third-party companies make the trailer the combiner part. So either way, I'm really excited. This guy looks fucking dope. It beats that white deco that the 1 Million Publishing made.
Even that white deco that 1 Million Publishing made looks cool, but it's nowhere near as cool as this. So.
Yeah. Definitely.
I can't wait.
Feels solid as this does. So, yeah. All right. Sorry for the oversight, Justin. Fucking yelling at me on the show and shit.
That's what I do. I'm a dick.
Speaking of dicks, this one doesn't look like shit. It's the X-Transbots. That segue failed. X-Transbots, Dr. Egg, Testshot.
So this thing looks awesome. But, Robert.
Yes.
Would you like to
tell
us a little about this guy?
They revealed, right, this figure at $170.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then when the backlash ensued, the responses were, well, it's not final, I mean, it's just, and some of the argument for the price was, well, you spent $140 for Magnum, and people are like, I spent $100 for Magnum. And it's like, wait a minute, and Magnum transforms. Like, what are you talking about? You can't just base this price on $100 Fans Toys combiner, team member. It's a triple changer.
Yeah.
It's a fucking triple changer.
He's a limb, he's a bot, he's the alt mode, yeah.
But it was $100, and it wasn't $140. So, I don't know who counseled them on the initial price of $170. They shouldn't have released any, if they were unsure of it, they shouldn't have come out. So they should have just showed the gimmicks. It has a lot of cool gimmicks, but that's what this thing really is. It's a shelf. It's a shelf piece with gimmicks. That's it.
Yeah, it's a statue with LED lights. I mean,
yeah.
Well, not that entirely, because but the thing is, like, a lot of the general consensus I see when people, I won't say complain, but in a lighthearted, tongue-in-cheek way, they try to call out these third-party companies, like, why is this thing so expensive? And a lot of the answers I've seen in Facebook posts is like, well, a lot of our prices are chalked up due to engineering. So
what's this? I mean, honestly,
exactly. This is the equivalent of basically, like a magic bullet blender with posable tentacles and LED lights.
No, it's not. It's more like a Halloween display piece. It's not a magic bullet blender will last for years. You know that the mechanics on this the electronics going to fail. Mm-hmm. It's got to be made out of thinner plastic and materials. It's not made like a magic bullet blender even. I wish it was. I would blend my shit. I'd blend all my food with this thing. I'd like turn the Dr. Egg upside down and just hold spin and like beat my eggs with it. I'd get my money's worth. Innocent, guilty. Innocent, guilty. Maybe if the mouths moved when it did it, because I know it has the sound, it'll have voices, but The mount's got to move. It's got to do so much more for that price.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that, like, it's cool what you did. It goes back to Jurassic Park. Like, nobody asked if you should do it. No, like, what's the exact quote? I don't exactly know. I just like, you can do it, but no one asked if you should. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's that quote?
You asked if you could, but you never asked yourselves if you should. I believe is in line.
Yeah, but it's the whole issue is just, what do you price this at? I cannot imagine it costs that much to make. Right?
Yeah,
it does not transform.
You were so preoccupied whether you could, you didn't stop to think if you should. There you go.
But if you go ahead and you say $170 and immediately back off and be like, oh, it's not a final price. It's like, whoa, you just showed that you know that your price is way too high. You knew it. You were just coming in way too hot. I like X-Trans.
Showed your ass a little bit, man. Now someone's slapping it.
Look, I like X-Trans bots. I like their products, but
I do too.
This it's unacceptable. Honestly, man, this thing, because people would buy 5 of them. They would buy 5 of them. They're Quintessons. This thing, just as it is, $65 would be fair, I think, and that's a lot of money to many people.
And
I think
the thing is,
I would be comfortable if it was in the $80 range.
I mean, it's big.
Yeah,
and it's painted.
Yeah,
most of
it looks nice, but like then you like the voice chips. Like, do I need the voice chips? Like, I have a handful of Transformers that have voice chips, and I don't give a shit about it. Like, that battery comes out, and it never is gonna stay in because I'm gonna forget and it's gonna corrode something. And like in this case, okay, he doesn't have batteries you could put in. Like, there's another thing. Like, so you've wasted your money, or not just wasted your money, but wasted everybody's money in that, now we've got these voice chips and this this battery pack in there and all this stuff that we have to accommodate, like, and then like, like there's no button to do it. You get the little spaceship and
it's a remote.
It's the remote. I'm like, that's great, but that's more technology that I have to pay for something that, like, he has 1,000,001 places all over the bot that could have just been a button, like.
I would like having this on a shelf, by work, and like have the remote near my mouse, within hand's reach, and just ask it a question. If it's mouth moved, it'd be like, should I call this client back? And I just push the button, and it'll be like, innocent. I'm like, all right, I won't call them back. Like,
have a client have a possible client walk in with a totally bogus story. Yeah, so I slipped in the bathroom. Guilty. What? Don't pay attention to that, sir. So you were saying, yeah, so I hurt my leg and it hurts to walk there. Innocent. What the fuck was that shit?
Oh, sorry. This is how I determine if I take on a case or not.
He decides whether I sign it.
Yeah. So you know how Two-Face flips a coin? Well, I hit this button right here. And that $170 toy on the shelf is going to decide whether I take your case or not. Innocent, I take it. Guilty, I don't. Let's hit it.
No. You missed the whole point, though. Just like in the movie, you have them sitting on the shelf, and you're like, I use this robot to decide whether I believe your version of the facts. And then they tell their story, and then I hit the button, and it's like, innocent. And then the client will be like, oh, so you're taking my case? I'm like, no, get out. But he said innocent. Get the fuck out.
You could have your 2 little girls dressed up like the henchmen. Just come in there with a little, grabbing a lady by the arms. Let go of me! Don't hurt my girls. You hurt a machine. This is innocent. Oh, this is a mockery of justice.
Yes, if the client would then be like, "This is a mockery of justice," I'd be like, "Oh, my nipples would just rip out of my shirt."
And you got that one client where it's like, "Look, I have nothing but contempt for you." And he looks at the toy. Well, I have nothing but contempt for this cord.
What if, like,
raging erection knocks over your desk? Oh, I'm taking your case.
Like, have him in the conference room, and like during a deposition, just have the remote in my hand, and when the defendant's testifying, just randomly push the button, and it'll be in the transcript because the court reporter will just hear like innocent, guilty.
You're like, where the hell is that coming from?
Stenographer, read back to me what the client said. Yes, Your Honor. He said I fell in the bathroom floor and innocent. And what? That's what he said. Oh, imagine if the head spun around too when you hit the button. Just innocent.
So are you saying So you're basically saying that as you approach the intersection, you did not see my client in any part of the crosswalk before you struck her. No, you're saying she just appeared before your car. Yeah, innocent.
Innocent. Then you have a third button, right? Where like, please wait while the jury deliberates. You hit the button. Zzz, feed them to the Shocktacons. We have fun.
We do.
Have fun. We need a sound chip for that says it.
Mm-hmm. So I think X-Transbot should lose the space shuttle remote as much as I like it.
I don't want to walk up to the damn thing and push a button during a deposition. It would ruin the whole charm.
Okay, leave the remote, lose the USB charge cable, which I don't even know if it's USB. It's hard to tell based on that picture if it's USB or not. Whatever they do, they plug the hole really nicely. But
the remote has 4 buttons, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can memorize what button does.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
How much would you? So, Oscar, you said 80 on this.
I say I'd be cool with 80, man. But
I think
170.
I think I could do that with everything it has, because like the battery packs and stuff. Like, yes, it is all technology, but like I don't see where the 170 value is.
No,
get out of here with that.
It's totally fabricated. Well, the only way that for them to save face, Keith has to basically make an announcement like, "Oh, we were going to sell them in two packs, but we realized people would want to buy 5, so we'll split it in 2. We'll just sell them individually. 85 each." That's the only way he's going to save face at this point, by dropping price.
Mm-hmm.
He drops the price at all. If he drops the price marginally, no one's going to buy it because people are going to be pissed because it's nowhere near that ballpark in worth.
Yeah.
Yep.
It has to be half this.
Yeah. The only way, like honestly, the only way I see it worth that price is like you said, like if those mouths moved, like synced to a button press, like things moved around on it, like just a voice chip and LEDs, like no, thank you.
I want to hear the mouth clacking. Innocent. Like, guilty. That's what I want. I want those little fucking tentacles to whip. Make one of the buttons the tentacles just fucking spaz out. Have like an air pump in there.
Mm-hmm.
Did the toy just say that? No, sir. That's actually the Office Ghost.
And honestly, one of the charger wires should have been one of the tentacles. Keep the shit plugged into your computer. Looks like he's holding your computer. But yeah, it's just I can't see anybody who thinks it's worth the price. It's a damn shame. They've got to save face by coming down in price, and I think that's the only way they can do it. We'll accept your bullshit if you just say you were going to release them in 2 packs, and just say we'll do it individually, 85 each, and people will gobble them up. You'll sell 5. No one's going to buy 5 of these at 170. Mm-hmm. You may find 1 out of 5. Let's give it to them. 1 out of 5 will pay 170, or sell them for 85, and you're producing these things for like $3.50. Sell them for 85. Everyone will buy 5 of them. Many people will buy, not everybody, but many people will buy 5. Several people will buy 3, and even the person on the margin will buy 1, because this is the best Quintesson ever made, arguably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Many people will buy 5 of them from you. Nobody will buy 5.
Who wasn't that made the judge before? Was that iGear?
No. Impossible
Toys. There we go. Yeah.
And then we have the Legends one, which is great. The Legends one is really great.
Mm-hmm. That one has an LED in it too.
Yeah, has an LED. It wasn't $170. So you can't tell me it's the price of plastic. Sure, this is nice and big. It scales MP. I love it. It's still not $170.
No.
That Legends thing was what, $20? Something like that.
Yeah. Well,
LEDs are nothing. LEDs are nothing big. They don't increase value that much. They don't, and it looks like most of the paint's on the faces. But we know
LEDs are cheap as dirt.
Yeah, they're cheap as fuck. And how much is a voice chip? I don't know, but I can't imagine that's too expensive either, because Halloween decorations have them.
No, it couldn't be. I refuse to believe it would be expensive at all.
Birthday cards have them.
Mm-hmm.
Birthday cards have them. So sorry.
Yeah. Shout out to my older sister Mary, who turned 42 this past Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
No, not buddy. Fuckface.
I'm sure I could go into the old pile of
Oscar?
birthday cards. Or Christmas
Is it your
cards.
sister that Sancho's in love with?
No, ew, no.
I honestly, I could go dig around for old birthday or Christmas cards and find some of the, gimmicky ones that have the music or sounds in them.
The one I bought her, you open it up and it plays Happy Birthday.
Yeah, it probably still works. They probably still work after all these years with no battery, whatever battery's in there. It's just silly to say that's why it's so expensive. Why is it so expensive? Why?
Yeah.
What about it? Because it has a charger cable? I have a vape with a charger cable, and it's not $170. $50 for my vape. So and it's a vaporizer. It does a lot more than this. So does this vape? I'll vape off it. Does it have a hole in it?
I think they're trying to ride the high off the love for the Quintessons after the Earthrise announcement. So that's what I think they're doing.
You got to give us something for it, and you just can't. You just can't do it. Bullshit. People will buy it, but it will now be the rare collector that will buy 5. Mm-hmm. The person looking to show off will buy 5.
Yep.
These will eventually probably just be reduced, fire sales, unfortunately, if they stay at $170. Did that pick up on the mic?
No.
Kind of, yeah.
Who's putting the scooper inside the cat box? Okay, hold on. I think Rosie actually did that when she leapt over the litter box and it catapulted into the litter box. But you've been recorded.
She pooped on the floor in the living room.
Yay! And she pooped on the floor in the living room. Save that.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh, that's wonderful. So
my dog treats his poop like Tootsie Rolls.
My cat's traumatized because we haven't been here much, and she does not react well to us not being around. So she decides to poop everywhere when she's mad at us.
That's how I handle my aggression.
She gets like traumatized, So at least I'm sure she did that because she thought we left again. We were gone all day, all of us. So she's like, "Yeah, you gonna leave me?"
Fuck all you.
It's a fucking teach you, son of a bitch.
We had to get a carry case and an extra litter box. And we have to take her with us to New Jersey every time we go.
That's a fun time.
Mm-hmm. You're going to throw that cat. I'm going to leave her in the carry case in the back of the fucking minivan. Just let hit potholes and everything. We had to bring the guinea pigs too.
Our cat, when we moved with him, it was like a nightmare. Just like the whole time was just whining the entire trip. I'm like, you're not going anywhere. We're not leaving you somewhere. Like, just chill out.
I want to go to the vet.
Mm-hmm.
What's your cat's name? I didn't know you had a cat.
Cheeto. It's my wife.
Cheeto?
Mm-hmm.
Like as in the food? Cheeto?
As in the food.
Is he orange?
He is.
Oh, what a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
Cheetos.
Does he look like a tiger?
No, he looks like a little fluff ball. He's awesome. Best cat ever.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Does he have both eyes?
Yep.
No, he's not.
Is he handicapping anyway? No. Well, he's not the best cat ever. You son of a bitch.
Does he wear boots?
Not one bit.
All right. Gcreations Dustmightz. What's this?
This is $1 late and $1 short. A day late. I'm tired. A day late and $1 short. This thing should have been released 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good though. This looks.
I understand they were held up doing other things, like the 7 different color variations of their version of Devastator, and probably working on engineering all the protective bots except for Hotspot. But my issue is this should have been done a couple of years ago now. This would have moved so quick.
No, Gcreations. They're not Generation Toy.
Yeah, Gcreations. Sorry, but I don't understand
did, like
what
Optimus Prime and stuff.
Yeah, what else did they do?
Yeah, they did the IDW Optimus Prime,
which just got re-released again, by the way.
Yeah, that and the Nemesis Prime.
So what else did they do? What's with the gap?
Dinobots? Did they do it? Combining Dinobots, like Shuriken?
That was a long time ago. Time ago.
No, but they re-released the entire set.
Wow. So what's the holdup? See, at least doing re-releases of a Devastator explains it. They didn't. So what the hell are they even doing? Gcreations, Generation. See, I'm confused. Generation Toy did the Optimus and the Red Bull. Then you've got, so That's not them. What the fuck?
Yeah, this is it's a simple fucking recolor Prowl, with the exception of adding, I don't know, I don't think he has a baton like Prowl did, but it's like Rebel was their version of Prowl.
Oh yeah,
This should
they
have been
did
done
Prowl already. Yeah, now that you mention, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. That's the dumbest weapon. Why the hell would you hit a robot with a stick? That's so dumb.
And the thing is, this looks nice, but honestly, I could care less. Like, I probably would have jumped on this shit 2 years ago, but now it's like, fuck you, dude.
But it
You
looks
fucking took
good.
forever. It looks good. And it was a solid fucking toy, but they took so fucking long to recolor it.
But you know what? But you know what? Did another company come out with a different IDW smokescreen that took your attention away or your business?
Not that I know of, that I can recall.
Yeah, so it's like it's not like they missed the boat. They just kind of left us hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. They didn't miss the boat. They just, delayed the launch of said boat. So.
People just weren't
Like
excited.
2 fucking years.
Yeah, that's weird, huh? When's Silverstreak coming out? When I retire?
Probably.
And then Blue Streak when I'm
I'll
dead?
probably be dead by then.
What other repaint?
Like, I mean, seriously, you literally had to just design the colors to go somewhere else.
That's weird.
So, and it took forever.
Well, you know what? Whoever Gcreations is, it seems like they make the money and they spent the money and they had to come up with more money and it took a long time. You know? If they reinvested it in their company, they'd have the money to do this quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But probably made the money and had fun. Bought a Ferrari. And they're like, oh, shit, money's gone. You know?
Oh, crap.
Oh, crap. You know? And 2 years go by.
We were supposed to do something with all that money we got, huh?
This looks good. I mean, this does look good. It still looks good, I think, by today's standards.
They're probably sitting there going, yeah, guys, we'll just, we'll make a hot rod, I guess, or something. And then, and it's like, hey, Roy, yeah? What about that smoke screen? Oh, shit. I forgot that. Yeah, just release the prototype. We'll be good.
It's fine.
I'll tell you, this makes me feel really good about my Iron Factory because Iron Factory is real close to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That set goes for a fucking crazy amount.
Really? How much?
I've seen the entire set in box because they came as a set, right?
Yep.
I've seen it go for like 170.
That's not bad.
In some places.
I think you say more.
I bought my Rebel for about $100 and I sold it for like 80. And moving on to official news. Oh boy.
Yes.
Hothouse.
Bring it in.
His name is Transformers Earthrise Generation Selects War for Cybertron Hot Hose.
Oh, this guy.
He got a recolor and he still has the same screen. Our building's on fire. Someone help us. I'm on my way.
Hey,
cops are like, why is he coming here? Jesus Christ.
Wait.
My
And
ears are bleeding.
And if there's a drought and there's a bunch of dry brush around and he's fucking driving through it,
lighting it all on fire.
He puts out the blaze, saves like 3 people. It's like, you no need to thank me. And the cop's like, oh, yeah, we're not going to. You just started another forest fire.
Put your arms behind your back. You'll never catch me, copper.
Sets the apartment on fire again. Jesus Christ. This guy's a monster.
Oh, God. You know what? His alt mode, they should have just put like eyeballs on the top. Just made it like a big head. Like, mom, because that's what it kind of looks like anyway.
Why was I programmed to feel pain? Why?
Why do I have a wart on my lip?
I want this so bad because of Oscar.
Why is it has rolling wheels? It has rolling wheels on the treads.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on top.
Look, there's little spinny things.
It looks like a Micro Machine gas station.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at image, Jesus Christ. E960 Prague TRA Deluxe Hot Hose 066. It looks like a Micro Machines gas station. Yeah, gas station with an airport tower on it. And the word fire station's upside down.
That's his turbo mode. He comes at you like perpendicular. He's just coming flat out like the horizon. Just
Mm-hmm.
And he's got that
It's like-
aerodynamic point in the middle.
Can you imagine? They're like the Autobots are pinned down, right? Optimus Prime's like underneath Megatron's boot.
We need hot
And he's
house.
Megatron looks at him and goes, "It's over, Prime," right? Because he says that in every fucking fan fiction. Optimus Prime's like, "Not so fast. We have hot hose." What are you talking about? I can't breathe. I'm on my way, Optimus. No, okay, you can stop. You can stop. All the Decepticons die because their heads explode. You're killing everyone, hot hose. I'm almost there, buddy. Finally, my time to shine. I kind of want to like. I need to have if anyone has the air drive figure and can take like a good 360 photograph set for me, send it to me on my Facebook. I will put this in an episode of Ask World just for the sake of having the metal screeching effects go on like 3 minutes straight of him going, "Uh-oh, quickly everyone jump in. I'll take us to safety." I was like, "Oh God, oh God."
Oh God! Yeah, if you're on this guy while he's moving, you're immune to mind wipe.
I want it so bad. I want it so bad now.
Remember, mind wipe's a bat, so he has like really ultra sensitive hearing. That would kill him the moment he heard him start rolling out. He's like, "I'm going to kill you, blah, mind wipe. Oh my God, my ears!" Not so fast. My
Bring out the
rival,
secret
mind
weapon.
wipe.
House.
Honestly, mind wipe's voice, it really is up there with Sludge's eyes popping out of his head in the movie. Like, did he really have to sound like Count Chocula? Oh, God.
I don't even
prefer
remember
this.
Mind Wipe's voice from the.
He talked like this, blah blah blah. Like, it was horrible. He's like, "I will control your mind."
No, it's like no, what was it in Headmaster's like, "Spare me all that trouble. Look deep into my eyes." And then his headmaster's like, "Yes, master." Then he became his fucking head. So
Nice.
yeah.
Boy, anyway, this is awesome. I love Hothouse.
I want Hot
hope
House
they do.
so bad.
I hope Fans Hobby does this.
I hope Rock
I
5 does
can't.
this.
I hope you get one, Justin, but I cannot justify spending anything over $10 for this.
No, I
thing.
can't either. I mean,
It's
like,
just so.
Yeah,
no,
it is.
No, listen. The bottom of him would be steel. Like, he'll have steel pieces, right? And then he'll come with a flint, like, play stand. And you push him along the flint, and it's like sparks fly. It would be so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He's a new Sparkbot. That's what he is.
In the
There
news
isn't all-
today, Hasbro stock drops 300 points due to innocent children everywhere setting themselves on fire with the new Hot Hose toy released in their Transformer Generation Selects line. We now cut to Marion County Sheriff Deputy Streetwise. Yes, we arrived on the scene. The victim's house was engulfed in flames. When we called in the fire department, this gigantic thing came out, and he was heading our direction. We noticed tank treads on the upper part of the vehicle, not on the bottom where they should be. And then proceeded to set the rest of the neighborhood on fire.
He's still getting away. He's right down the block.
We actually assumed that the vehicle was turned over on his roof, driving
Did you
away.
ever catch the man off, Sheriff?
Negative. He's actually right there to your left. If you see, he's trying to escape. And then another individual came out of his house, waving his guns, firing randomly, yelling, "You can't make me wear a mask. I know my rights." That person was then engulfed in flames and murdered instantly.
Poor Hothouse trying to pull up and get some gas at a gas station. If you look though, Image 64, that has him with the treads on the ground as some type of whatever. I don't know what.
But it's so fucking stupid because it's like if you zoom in on that, the little station set up there, right? Because like the communications tower is like his fucking one of his like 20 cannons he comes with. The fire station sign's still upside down, so it's fucking pointless. And it's like, yeah, he has treads there, but that makes.
But the rest of it's still touching the ground. Like, why do you have tank treads? If like 3/4 of your frame is lower than the tank treads, what is the point of the tank treads? You can't get over anything. You will still get stuck on everything.
Just got this rock over my way here. I'll just drive over. I'm not stuck yet. That's not a rock. That was my child he just ran over.
Just be dragging rocks and kids.
He's dragging a bunch of like Huffy 6-speeds and kids still on them. Mom, Dad, help me! I can't, son. He's moving too fast. Robert. Right. Yeah, I could just walk up, but there we go, boy. You're safe. Okay.
Oh God.
Who the fuck designed that vehicle?
Where can I get this from? And how much does it cost?
There's a Saab logo on it. That's why.
I hope it's like 2 feet long. I want a big one. My fans hobby do it.
$22.
No, oh man, that's a steal.
Justin's like, I just pre-ordered 5.
I'm thinking about it.
Every other person that I love seeing the posts that people were like loving, like, oh, that looks so awesome. He looks just like Pyro from Last Stand of the Wreckers, and it's like, no, he doesn't. It looks nothing like that character. It looks like absolute garbage, straight up fucking trash. He looks like he wants to be a Zaku from Gundam.
I can see that. I read Zaku that. Oh man, I love it.
Oh, what Smitty 1981 is defending it. He says one thing: everyone seems to be. I don't know what he meant to type it. Everyone seems to be thing on the fire station in their city, but not the fire station out in the wilderness. One that would have an aircraft or two and a control tower for said aircraft.
I need to replies. I want to be like, where the fuck are you seeing this shit at? Because I live out in the fucking boonies and none of our fire stations have a fucking landing pad.
Nobody else is talking about this toy in the comments. They're all just complaining about like conventions and reveals.
Yeah.
Oh God. Everyone just use this as an opportunity.
This is my favorite.
Bullshit.
Maybe the upside down text is like the mirror text of an ambulance in some weird way I cannot understand. Anyways, Hot Hose looks good, and I will get it if I don't get Airway first. Neither is whatever. no one gives a shit. Just neither is really a character, so they are interchangeable for me. Now I'll be following this for future announcements. Hot Hose, Bug Bite, G2 Megastron, GPS Fast Track. Oh, whatever.
Let's say those treads did move in real life, and then he closed his lid onto his moving treads and shot his top off of his own body. So stupid. Oh my God. Oh, Hot Hose, Hot House, whatever your name is.
Hey,
we want you.
I pre-ordered mine.
Justin's like, it's mine now.
I am going to own this thing simply because of this podcast.
Every repaint.
No, just this one. Just one Hot House. The idea of a not so good fire station that sets fires to things. I love it.
Oh, the fastest fire station in the West.
Good times. So what's next?
Up next is a 2-pack of Ironhide and Prowl, everyone's favorite white supremacist.
Yeah, so I added this link here to this because I was like, you guys nailed it. Like you honestly nailed it. Like this is the way Ironhide's feet just stick out the back. I'm like, oh my God, you're kidding me. Like that was what you decided was good enough. Like you couldn't have integrated the feet into the back of the van and just like one more flip out panel on each thing instead of just having the feet. Like I like.
Wait, do they show it? They don't show it though. Hold on.
Oh, they don't show it in these pictures? I'm sorry, because I saw another picture that 100% shows it. Let's see.
Let's see. Mr. Black Convoy, who posted this, did leave those out because he took screenshots from the Prime versus Prime YouTube review. You know, that guy everyone's accusing of stealing prototypes. Just fucking God, the salty.
What is he, a factory ninja?
I don't know, dude. It doesn't matter. The guy gets his shit and he reviews it. So everyone's just like, well,
get that Earthrise?
Where did you get that Scorpion now? Because he got the most views. Whatever, bro. Move to another country. That's how he's fucking nailing it.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to get over their shit, but
yeah, I mean, most of those other countries end up getting all that shit before us anyway. So whether he somehow got the 5-finger discount or he just happened to get it first, because that just tends to be what happens. Like, get over it. So.
Yeah, it's like people bitching because California gets like some of the newer wave figures first because they come from, I guess, China, right?
Yeah.
They come across the seas and they have a center there, so all those figures come out first in Cali, and that's fine. But people throw their shit over it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, California's on like wave 2 or 3 by the time we see the first wave.
Yeah.
So this is not new.
But I will say this: that picture number 9, side-by-side comparison of Earthrise Prowl with the Siege Prowl. Love it. I really do. I love it. And I thought Prowl was okay for the Siege line. All the Datsuns were, but they didn't really grasp me like I wanted them to. You know what I mean? They didn't really get my attention. But this works. But what we have here is sadly back to those mushroom pegs on the wheels for like rims. We are back to that.
Yeah.
And that just takes me back to when they just, honestly, I felt like they gave up about figure production, creating a good aesthetic for an alt mode. It's like I want to sit here and say, and you brought it to my attention, Justin, it's probably the downfall starting with like that freaking hoist figure from the Earthrise line, where one wheel has a pin, looks great, the other one has that god-awful mushroom peg, and it just stands out awful.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that that's how the cost of doing business, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I did pre-order this because it never hurts to have another Ironhide.
How much is it on Amazon?
It is $40.
Okay. At least it's not. Oh well, I mean, it's more expensive
and
than
it comes out
used
in
to be, but...
November, I believe it is.
Okay.
So this, I like the whole setup here. Like I'm out of the Chug game, but when it comes to the Datsuns and the Seekers, I really do love my Datsuns also.
Mm-hmm.
So and these guys look great. Smokescreen looks awesome in this photo, especially side by side. But again, like I especially love the detail on the window for Prowl's police car mode. Just that little black outline really makes it like it gives it a little more of a pop when looking at it.
Yeah.
So I like this. I pre-ordered it.
I think it's nice. I might have to. I do think that, I'm just disappointed with the way they did Ironhide because, you can see it in that first picture that his feet just stick out there and just like, this would not have been the case. Like even if the foot just rotated around so it kind of looked like the round end was like a rounded rear end of the truck. I don't know. It's weird.
There's they obviously, we spoke about this before, especially when, I forgot his name, Darian something. He's a Hasbro designer. We had a back and forth about, I said his Quintesson looks like shit.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Yeah. And then he had heart surgery and Robert made me think I gave him fucking a heart attack. And you made him so upset he got heart surgery. But already, like, look at the comparisons again in I believe it's image 23 of this. It's the Earthrise Prowl next to the Siege Prowl. He's chunkier. He's more, he still has that really hollow back of the leg look because of the transformation, which I think they could have fixed by putting in a panel. But he really looks good. Different head sculpt, the whole nine. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Different
head sculpt. It looks sharp, dude.
Can you clarify, is the engineering the same or something? Or are they totally new figures? Are they remolds?
They kind of, because there's an image where they show the backer Prowl, which is image, not 21, sorry. They showed, shit, man. I just had it. I was just looking at it. And I
22.
22, there we go. So, there it is. You can see how, like, the back of the shins are empty.
So his legs are just glass, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Glass with paint over it. I don't know if the white is the same type of white paint, kind of like they did with like some parts of what was it? I forgot who was it? Zeta with their Pioneer Bumblebee.
Point
There's
is,
like
he's
one-
a real tough guy. He's tough. Like you don't,
Yeah.
you hit it. You can pull a what's the ice skater's name? She hit her competitor in the shins.
Tanya Harding.
Pull a Tanya Harding on this guy, and he's done. This is the only. You know what? If Gcreations Prowl used that baton on this Prowl, he'd win. That's it.
Yep. And then if you look at image 26 with him next to the smoke screen looks infinitely better. But then that's just my opinion because I really do like that head sculpt. He has like the whole like chin helmet thing going on. But they look good. Chelmet. They look good, but it's again their shins are all glass. The feet are the bumpers. You know, I think these are better looking hands down compared to the Siege line.
Mm. So in the story, is this supposed to be after, in the show that we just saw? The show was Siege, right? So
yeah,
the toy line is way far ahead than the show. So is this supposed to be what happens on Earth?
Yes.
Like, is this what we're expecting to see?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So the Siege thing on Netflix is a trilogy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I suspect. So it was Siege. Is there something after? Is Earthrise after Siege? I think so, right?
Earthrise is after Siege, yes.
Okay, so that'll be interesting to see what's after Earthrise even, but I guess this is...
well, it's Kingdom. It's confirmed it's Kingdom.
That's right, Kingdom.
What's
right.
that?
They reintroduced the Beast War line.
What?
Yeah, I recall.
How's that supposed to happen?
They're going to make it happen. All I know is I'm excited because this is Beast War's second attempt.
Okay, but I mean, if this is a trilogy and the third set is Beast Wars... What happens? Some Autobots land in a zoo?
I don't know, man. It could be like they time travel back in time to when they were there. I don't know how they're going to be playing that story off. All I know is that there are already numerous posts with listings of like, Cheetor being a deluxe class figure. Obviously we're going to get some new Optimus Primals due to the hit of the Prime War trilogy. So I mean, we're getting Beast Wars again, and for people like myself who's a fan, this is a good time because, just now the third party market's starting to sprout up with Beast Wars stuff. The MP Beast Wars stuff has been out for a while now, a good hot minute. This is the chance to introduce fans into the Beast Wars line.
I just realized something. Yeah, Hasbro has been living by the old Transformers, I think it was Beast Machines slogan that the Seeds of the Future lie buried in the past, because they just re-released the hell out of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
didn't even think about that until now. So.
Yeah, shout out to Tyler G, who actually he says that's one of the most memorable lines for Beast Machines. You're damn right, bro.
It's like the only line from Beast Machines. So, in fairness. So but I was gonna make a joke about like that's how they're gonna tie in Siege with Beast Wars, and then I'm like, oh shit, Hasbro's been doing this since they've decided that they gotta re-get their money from G1 and stuff. So
yeah. So I mean, you could only push out G1 so much, but my issue with the Earthrise line is there are a lot of G1 characters they could also introduce or reintroduce, right, to like the newer fans that are checking out Transformers Siege on Netflix, regardless of what your opinion on the show is, but they're sticking to the core G1 characters with the exception of Chromia, Alita 1, NRC, right, the Fembots. Introduce all the Fembots. Introduce other obscure characters that didn't get that much screen time.
The Fembots are G1.
The Fembots are G1, yeah, but I'm talking about introduce other G1 characters, like, the fucking, one of them is called Fangry.
Mm-hmm.
He was a spark bot, remember? Like, you reel him back and they would fucking spark up, just like fucking hot hose fucking drives down the street, destroying terrain. But there's a lot of other characters you could kind of take from G1, reintroduce, and give them a new appeal without having to constantly drum up a new set of Seekers. The Datsuns, right? Fucking Bumblebees. Like they're they go for, obviously they want characters they could remold shit from, right? But I mean, that's kind of one thing that turned me off with Chug lately is that it's the same like 10 guys all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. No, that's definitely true. So.
It's always fucking Hotlink. Every
Always
time
Hotlink.
Hotlink.
Yeah.
And Minerva.
Goddamn Minerva. So what's next, Oscar?
Coming up next is going to be Shazam, Earthrise Silverstreak in hand images.
I mean, we just saw.
Third Dotson brother. It's basically packaging. So, yeah. So you got all three coming out.
Oh, this is the dude shelf warming. I saw a post recently. They're like 20.
No, that's the siege line. That's the siege
okay.
line. Yeah. So that's the one that is the one that is shelf warming. Yes.
Why is it shelf warming?
I don't know. I don't even know if he comes with his shoulder guns or not. I think he does because I have seen additional stuff there. But I mean, I like the Siege Silverstreak, you know, but the same things came into play. Like had those horrific wheels and all that stuff. So it's just recapping what we just spoke about. I just thought I threw it in there.
Why the hell would that figure shelf warm like that, though? I don't get it. If you're buying one Dotson, you're buying all three, right? Did they just make more of him?
Statistically, he's yeah. He's just not the most interesting one. Like, you got a police deco and you got, like, the vibrancy of Smokescreen.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have, like, here's the gray one.
I could never just buy two Dotsons, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, the thing that I would love to see is the same thing that Iron Factory did. So, like Robert showed us in that photo, he has the Iron Factory, you know, Dotson said he had that smoke screen. They also made the blue and gray Silverstreak, blue streak, you know. So I'd love to see Hasbro do that as a Generation Select. So I'd jump on that in a heartbeat.
Here he is. Here he is, my friend. He's right here for you.
And shit, I sold Justin my blue streak years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I miss that guy. Oh, so pretty.
MP? Which one?
Mm-hmm.
MP, yeah, the MP.
There you go. There's your blue streak right there. Silver streak, blue streak, silver streak, blue streak, shit streak. That's not going through.
It went through, and it's beautiful.
He's pretty.
Yeah, he is.
Still boring, though. It's funny. He's the most boring one. They didn't do a silver one, though. Of course they did. That's the one that came with the 3-pack. Yeah.
They did an Iron Factory? No, they did a silver one, didn't it?
Yeah.
No. That recently though, Magic Square. Was it Magic Square or New Age that did a silver one?
Magic Square did. They did a 3-pack. Oh, here. No, did they? What's this fucker? He's right here, still in the box because I haven't had time to.
New Age did one too.
Did they? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's still in the box.
That's dope as shit.
The Magic Square Dotsons are good.
So are the New Age ones.
Yeah, they're both good. It becomes a question of scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's Legends class, so I think that debate kind of goes out the window. They're tiny.
No, it's really different. It's real different.
You know, I was looking at things online, and there is because I was looking, like, the first thing I did when I knew I was getting the 3D printers, I'm like, what things can I print? So I just started, like, anything I had interest in. I'm like, let's look at Ghostbusters stuff. Let's look at this. And, like, I just typed in Transformers, and, like, someone has online, and, like, if I get really good with this, like, I'm 100% going to try it sometime. But, like, 3D print an entire MP10 Optimus Prime, I'm like,
come on.
I kind of want to do that, you know, like, I kind of need to do that at some point. But someone else had upgrades for like the New Age Prowl and Smokescreen and stuff. Like, that's interesting. Like, what does that do? Like, it apparently, like, elongates their torso a little, but still lets them transform into their vehicle mode. So, like, I'm super interested in checking that out.
Do you go to Thingiverse?
Yeah, Thingiverse or whatever.
Thingiverse. There we go. That's its name. Yeah. There. What I really like is the print formers. Some guy downloaded a file for that Scorponok the guy made, and made a 6-foot tall version of it.
Nice.
How much plastic did he go through?
Oh, it's gotta be
circling Facebook for a while, but I mean, it's super impressive. I watched the EMGO review of the Printformers Scorponok, which you can make in any size you want. So it's like, if you want a Voyager class Scorponok for your collection, That's where you want to go is look up that print formers file.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you want a true to form IDW looking rotor storm, the guy calls himself Sick of You Productions or some shit like that. Bobby reviewed his the printed version of the thing. He has the file available for free for download, so you can make your own rotor storm for your record collection.
I'm waiting for Sam's Forge. One huge thing I wanted is Sam's Forge has the armor for the animated Optimus Prime. Like, he's created it. He's like, I'm gonna be releasing it soon. I'm like, please, come on. Like, I don't like you tell me that this is like cost me $20 to buy your file, so I can ruin a bunch of spools to try to figure out how to make it work. Like, I will do it because, God, I want that armor for the animated Optimus so bad. Like, to turn him into the proper looking truck and everything. Like, oh, come on. Like, oh, I want it so bad. So, it will be mine.
Shit, you and I should just collaborate and make our own Transformer.
We should.
We could bring
get better
Shitstorm
designing
to
in 3D. I mean, like, I need to work on actual, like, design in 3D, but to be determined. So.
Hey, there's always Blender.
Yep.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Now where are you going, Robert? Are you going to find the cat litter scoop? He already left. He couldn't even be bothered listening to the question. He's just like, nah, fuck you.
Printing's dumb.
Yeah. So.
It's dumb. It's gay.
Well, all kinds. Like, the things that I'm, like, quote unquote practicing with is like, these are the good idea things to add to your 3D printer. Like, here's a fan shroud and like a tool holder. I'm like, these are good things to practice with.
Yeah. Fucking Truck Stop John had like freaking 3 3D printers in his basement.
Nice. No, I'm just gonna have the one. It'll sit on my desk and probably irritate me while I'm working as it's going, but whatever, it'll be worth it. So I'm excited. So,
although I do like some of the applications 3D printing has done in modern day, like especially when it comes to hospitals, they will 3D print like an organ or something like that they have to operate on. So it does help like the surgeons, how they have to approach the problem, what they have to do. There's just a lot of great applications. I've thought about investing in it, man, but I'm kind of a fucking idiot, so I think it'd be a waste of money.
That's why I don't take phone calls. I'm sorry. I don't take phone calls, and then I miss a case because I didn't fucking take a phone call I didn't recognize. I take a phone call. I'm like, you know what? I should take this call. It might be somebody who needs an attorney. It's some fucking client drunk 10 o'clock at night asking me. He's not even a client anymore. His case is over. I'm like, what are you calling me for?
Well, you changed my life, man, when I fell in that Walmart bathroom. Innocent. Oh, I gotta hang up.
I'm sending you this image of this Prowl. Let me take a look. I took him out of the box. I sexied him up a little bit. He's pretty sweet. Is he blurry? He's a little blurry. For some reason, my hand's moving. But he looks really good. Not Prowl. Blue Streak. Silver Bullet.
It is a nice. And that's Magic Square?
Yeah, it's just it's what I like about the Magic Square. See, I like the New Age too. It's just what I like about some of the Magic Square figures is there's something in the sculpt and the articulation and in their proportions. It looks so fucking good. Even though they're little. I'm just so impressed. And then they come out with some fucking clunkers. Ugh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Justin.
No, it's fine.
No,
it's Justin.
Oscar, I was just gonna say, like, I can design very basic things like brackets and stuff to work, but like artistically, like someone's like, you could design a robot. Like, I probably could design how it works, but like actually the aesthetics of it, like I could not do that. Like
there are programs, like I said, that you can actually import a drawing, a 2-dimensional drawing, and make it a 3D.
That's interesting. If you know what that is,
there's a way to trace it. Yeah, I need to do a little research on that.
Yeah.
Because we can make our own Legends class figure. Our shitstorm can come to life.
That should happen. If you know what that is, let me know. I would definitely check that out. Yeah. So I mean, I would do something like that. That sounds pretty cool. But yeah, the thing I think I like most about like that Thingiverse thing is like there's just so much shit there that like it's just a matter of figuring out how to make it work, like the printer part of it, and then it's like whatever, like people have plans for all kinds of crazy stuff. Like I said, a whole MP10 Optimus is up there. I'm like,
Good
okay.
God.
You can't do that. Are you serious?
What, the MP10 Optimus?
Has someone uploaded that?
Yes. Look, hold on. I'll find it. Thingiverse. And then I'll look up Optimus.
See, again, this is where we need Jeff Goldblum.
Let's see.
You can ask
What is
yourself
this?
if you.
This is a different.
You
Optimus
ask
Prime.
yourself if you could. You never bothered to ask yourself.
You should.
There's even just like people's own creations of Optimus. But what disappoints me is that nobody has done. Where the hell is it? Okay, hold on. Gotta log in to find this thing. What's my password? I don't even know what my password is.
Forgot
Oscar
password.
fucks
Email me.
The bitches. There's my password.
OscarFucksMySister.com.
Maria.
That is a big ass Optimus Prime that they made, but that looks pretty cool. Where is MP10? Come on, sign in. Sign in. Like there's baby Yodas. There's all kinds of stuff on here. My collections. I've also been saving like ridiculous things. Like here's a stupid add-on for the Nintendo Switch that nobody in their right mind needs. You know what else I've added on? Because I think it looks cool as shit. Is a bunch of like desktop like legend size G.I. Joe vehicles. I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. Okay, here we go. Look, sending it to the chat there. By Cheerio. It is a MP10 Masterpiece Optimus Prime, and it transforms same exact way.
My God. I think one of the coolest things, because I was looking on that website when I first learned about it, was looking for articulated combiner hands. And I came across one file where you can not only get an articulated combiner hands, right? But they have room for the Infinity Stones.
Oh, nice.
So I could have made a combiner hand that literally stands there and has the Infinity Stones, and you could pose it to snap. That'd be fucking dope.
Yeah, there's cool stuff because like the program you use, like so you download these files from this website, and then it's like you put it in this one program. You tell it what printer you have, like what plastic you're using, things like that. Now, like the one plastic I'm using now, like that I ordered because I didn't realize it was not the PLA plastic, which I guess is easier to work with. I've had to adjust settings, but like, yeah, I from what I understand, if I had just put PLA in and let it do like the default settings, like everything would have turned out just fine, you know? So yeah, I'm struggling with the type of plastic, but like everything else, like the program does it for you. It's like, this is the optimum, you know, things like that. So it's not that hard, I don't think, so far. I just got to learn all these different settings is the big thing. But that's an MP10 Optimus Prime. So
you know what you should do? You need to do Hothouse.
Sound your printer makes when you burn them out.
Hothouse needs a whole bunch of 3D printed accessories, that's for sure. He needs a little fireman hat. I bet you I could find one. That'd be cool.
You know what you can do? 3D print like the little Megatron gun to fit into what's her face's hand, because everybody wants that Megatron gun, that the HasLab gun that fits into what Baroness's hand.
Oh, that'd be cool. You know, neither of my kids are into Paw Patrol. But I saw, because I was looking up like random Ghostbusters things, and I saw God, what was his name? They had this little Paw Patrol. Oh, his name was Buster. That's right. It's like a little Paw Patrol dog with like a proton pack. I'm like, oh, that's so cool, but my kids don't like Paw Patrol.
So you have a Paw Patrol.
You buy it so your wife thinks you bought it for your son. You're like, all right, just hold on to this for a bit, Ryan. And your son's like, no, I don't like Paw Patrol. You like it now.
You will like it now.
Yeah. Just keep this in your room.
I may make a Buster just for the hell of it. Why not? So.
Dare I say?
Indeed. So what we got? What's next?
What is left after that? Discovery. We have nothing. We have questions. I don't believe we checked any questions this week. Did we do questions last week?
I don't know.
I didn't get that far into the show. We
I
do
cannot
have some
remember.
Sencho questions. I think we answered them last week also. Were there Sencho? Does anyone remember that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we answered any of the Sencho questions last week, if I recall correct.
Right. Yeah, I don't think we did either. But we got 1, 2. So, Robert, as always.
Oh, sure. All right.
And I got to queue up my tunes, bro.
Oh, wait. Are these the Centro questions? Where are they? I don't see any Centro questions.
Scroll down. They're there.
Okay.
Scroll, Robert. Scroll.
I'm ready. We have one from MP Collector. He's a lover of all the sharks in the sea. Oh, he's learning.
Cheers.
Dear. We are now at Sancho.
Cheers. I am Sancho Barbosa. You can call me Sancho or Sancho. It does not matter. At the end of the day, you will be yelling one of those names. Or God.
So, yes, from the lover of all the sharks in the sea, MP Collector, he asks, Dear Senor Sancho, given that no woman can resist your charms, is it fair for us to poke fun at the many cuckolds you leave in your wake?
Mi amigo, do you not know the meaning of cuckold? It is basically how you stand. Once you see me leave with your querida, I have her on my arm and you grab your cuckold and you go, ¿Por qué? As you cry yourself to sleep knowing that she's being pleasured by someone who is not just the alpha, mi amigo, but the omega as well. And the old paso. Cheers.
The Alamo. All right. This is from
the sauce for the tacos.
From TJP. Dear esteemed Sancho, right? MP Collector called you Sancho, and dear esteemed, TJP called you dear esteemed Sancho. When it comes
that is a funny story. TJ and I once had a thing. Ooh. Sancho can make love to anything, a woman, a man, your car, refrigerator, or as the Apple Store just discovered, an iPad Pro. I am not allowed back there. Love is love, querida. Go ahead. Ask the question, Roberto.
There's a picture of a fucking shark on the wall. Oh, God. I think the security cameras just show this fucking robotic shark flop through the glass and just start fucking an iPad Pro. It freaking went viral. So that Australian guy dubs it. Oh, here comes the fucking metal shark blasting through the glass. Oh, it's fucking an iPad Pro. Good having an iPad Pro, babies. All right.
Looks like he's about to finish, and he's done. Right, he's leaving. He just dropped $20 on the iPad Pro. He wanted to take a cab home.
Why is everybody crying? They want a piece of the shark, but he's leaving. He's leaving on this giant, massive fucking metal with its treads on the top, and it's screeching down the road.
This was a bad investment. I thought it turned upside down or something. Sancho is disappointed in his purchase. Maria's got to be pissed.
My sister's name is Maria, by the way. She told me all about you. She looks like you're drawing.
Oh, my God.
But Oscar shows in the chat a picture of Maria, and then I'm like, that looks like my fucking sister, and her name's Maria. And then I posted a picture of my sister, and it looks like her.
Hey, but shout out to our fans on Facebook that loved it. So yeah, I'm currently working on a teaser. So
they're all throwing their bras at you. The boys, they're throwing their man bras at you.
They're throwing their bros at me.
They're like, oh, me, do me, next Sancho. All right. Dear esteemed Sancho, When it comes to the ladies, do you subscribe to the school of thought that purports big girls need love too? Also, in these times of social distancing, how is it you approach the ladies? Lovingly yours, TJP.
DJ, my old flame. Allow Sancho to elaborate. In these times, in the epidemic, in the pandemic we have going on, Sancho does the most simple thing possible. I tell her, look out, and I scoop the woman up in my arms. I say, I save you from the coronavirus. Here's a mask, and I make her wear the mask, and I go, and I have condoms. Come, behind the dumpster at this Starbucks, I will pleasure you like a true woman.
Even the big ones?
The big ones, let me tell you, my friend, the big women should not discriminate. They need a loving too. You have the 3 commandments of making love to a big woman. Number 1, if she has 2 butts, one in the front, one in the back, anyway is doggy style, my friend. Number 2, more cushion for the pushing. And number 3, they will co-sign to get you a car. They have good credit. They're like an 820 beacon score. It's perfect.
All right. That's all the questions for Sancho.
Que rico.
Thank you, Sancho. Thank you so much for your wisdom. We have to figure out a way to pay you. Maybe in like seal meat or something.
Sancho is vegan. He only eats vehicles.
And beaver.
And beautiful vagina.
But I don't swallow. All right.
I am not my mother. Qué bueno.
All right. So someone sent you the playlist, the GoBots playlist. Look at that. Saw that, Justin?
What play set? Oh, yeah.
Play set.
Mm-hmm.
That was made of like sturdy fucking cardboard that rivals English oak.
Yep, that's the one I had as a kid. Actually, it was right after a show. Someone else sent it too when they heard that. I can't remember who. On Facebook. Might have been Paul. Was it Paul? I don't know.
You want to read MP Collector's question?
Who, me or Justin?
Anyone, should we?
Let's have Justin read it.
All right. Dear SCU Crew, looking at my masterpiece collection, the Headmaster standout is one of the larger holes that I am worried may never get filled. Make Toys has given us 2 of the Autobot figures and have teased the other 2, but it has been years since we have seen any real progress. Then Fans Toys has given us 2 of the Decepticons, but Skullcruncher / Chomp keeps getting pushed back. Are any of you concerned? Given that Fans Toys usually takes care of us eventually, would you want Fans Toys to tackle the remaining Autobot Headmasters, or do you honestly think Make Toys will see the effort through to completion? MP Collector #1 SCU fanboy.
I am not familiar with this Fans Toys. Someone tell me who they are.
Yeah, some pieces. They're terrible. It's like a fans project.
Yeah, they're trash. So I don't have faith in Make Toys putting it out because like I feel like even their seekers their cone heads have been few and far between at this point. Like that makes me worried that I'm not even going to see the other seekers. Robert has the opinion that you're flat out not because it was called Endgame.
His name was Endgame,
which he may not be wrong. I think he is. I think we will see the seekers because they've all the tooling is already there for the most part, things like that. So I do think we end up seeing
5 years ago, I would have said, hey, there are pre-orders up. But I've seen pre-orders go up and then go down.
Yep, exactly. So, I do think Fans Toys will eventually finish their Decepticons. And if they go ahead and do the Autobots, the last 2, then that's good too. It's weird to me because Make Toys, like, I always question what they're doing because they did Chrome Dome and then they did Hardhead and then they're like, let's just jump to the Target Masters. I'm like, why don't we finish one of them first?
That sucks, man. You want to talk about missing out? That feeling of missing out. That hits me the hardest.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I wanted those Target Masters. I love Point Blank. I thought he was a great figure, great execution, but times were kind of rough back then. So I was like, I couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
You got responsibilities come first. So I remember looking at it there, and I'm like, it was like $119. I could have gotten it.
Mm-hmm. You know. So MP Collector puts forward Fans Toys to do the other, but like, I wonder if after Fans Hobby finishes up their Headmaster Juniors, if we could see them tackle them, but at a different scale. So it's a subjective thing, but I don't necessarily think that Chrome Dome and them should be the same size as MP10. Like, I feel like they should be like Voyager at best, personally. So I could totally see them taking a second crack at it and doing something on their own scale if they want to.
Who was Fans Hobby before they were Fans Hobby?
I have no clue.
I wonder if they're a Fans Project. This was known at some point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who they were.
Look, Fans Toys will do all the Headmasters. You know it. They will. They said they're going to do every figure.
If Fans Hobby is Fans Project, I don't think they are. Like, I could see the argument because some of the material kind of is similar, like the Fans Project Stunticons, kind of a similar plastic feel to the Fans Hobby in a way.
Right.
But like, I feel like, Make Toys was Fans Project, right? So like.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Or at least they've always said that they were not Fans Project, that they were just associated with them, like they shared something, but I don't believe that. So
a factory, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was someone, man. You don't just come out swinging with super solid figures.
No,
unless
they're definitely someone. So
I heard on one podcast, Fans Project was doing great with their Headmaster line. And then I want to say it was Stasis Lock. And then they said Hasbro came in and spanked them with their Headmasters. I remember having a good belly laugh out of hearing that, but
I know Fans Toys are going to do them all. They are, But is the urgency the Headmasters were always really awesome, and so are the Target Masters. We're getting Fans Toys Target Masters. We've gotten them. They've come. You got Coot, you got Quietus. Who else?
Mm-hmm.
You have freaking Blur. We're getting Target Masters, but I know we'll get the rest of the Headmasters from them. I mean, they're pumping out so many figures at this point. So
yeah,
I guess
they are.
It's surprising that there's still that group of people that think like Fans Toys doesn't release things. Like, are you serious? Like freaking Hunk. Well, yeah, I say Hunk, but they're Brawn. They're what the fuck is his name? Beachcomber.
Yep, they also had Sea Spray.
Yeah, like it's just like figure after figure with them right now, Like, and this is right hot on the heels of Magnum. Like, he didn't come out that long ago. Like, so to be like, well, they release like one thing a year. Like, yes, they are 100% guilty of teasing a figure for a while, like Trailbreaker, and then releasing it much later, but like they get it out, they get out a lot of stuff faster than most companies do. Like, if I don't understand how Make Toys doesn't get that same flack, like you can't even release the repaints of the figures you've already put out.
Right. I mean, if you think Make Toys, they're going to come out with a Headmaster, a new mold before they try their best to milk the repaints. Come on. They're not even coming out with them. They're just not. Have they done the other Seekers yet? They did Sunstorm, right? Did they do Hot Link?
No, that one
Sunstorm,
failed, I
yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
Did they do Acid Storm?
Nope.
See, if they're going to release anything, it's just milking that mold. Because they have money problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Listen, it's really easy to have money problems in business. It really is. It's not like they can't knock them for it. It just takes one wrong move, one wrong turn, and you got problems. Especially
and it is by putting out the Starscream mold version of it, like unlike the cone heads, there's no retooling required. So
right.
Yep.
I
So
don't know.
I think if they do the cone heads, I think that's it. They'll just close their doors if they're smart, because there's really nothing more they can do. They went from we know what sold me on buying that their reformatted Thundercracker was just the aesthetics of him and how cleaned up he looked. And if Takara's going to be redoing the Seekers again, there's like people are already flipping their Seekers now after Takara's announcement. But
right.
I honestly think once those pre-orders go up for them, those Seeker prices are going to drop shortly.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame because I do think that the Fans Hobby one or the Make Toys one, like, it's a really good Seeker. Like, it's a really good figure.
Yeah.
It's well executed. Like, I don't even have faith that Hasbro can do it better. But, like, I definitely think that puts some damper in, in what's going on with Make Toys at this point. Like, well, shit, do we bother with this stuff if it's not going to sell? I don't know.
You're not going to see anything new from them at a con because we're not having one. Let's say in a year, 2 years from now, we finally have a TF con, right, Baltimore, and they at the Chosen Prime's booth, we see the last Conehead. Endgame isn't the last. Endgame was the second or the first that they released.
First.
Okay,
The
it's the
first,
first and the last. But let's say you see the next one. I mean, it's 2 years later, right? What's the difference between that and Blue Streak? Gcreations. They tend to do their interesting reveals at like the Chosen Prime's booth. They're not having that, and they're probably looking at that as like an opportunity to gather themselves. But they're really.
When I went to TFCon Toronto, they had prototypes up of their cross dimension Galvatron.
Oh wow, we never even saw that, huh? Never came out.
Never came out, dude. But you know what they say about TFCon in Baltimore?
If you're dumb enough to buy a new car this weekend, you're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell's Cars. Fast deal. Cars that break down. Please, if you think you're going to find a bargain at Big Bill, you can kiss my ass. It's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker. You'll fall for this bullshit. Guaranteed. If you find a better deal, shove it up your ugly ass. You heard us right. Shove it up your ugly ass. Bring your tray. Bring your ties. Bring your wife. We'll fuck her. That's right. We'll fuck your wife.
Oh my God.
Visit Big Bill Hell. You're fucked 6 ways from Sunday. Take a hike to Big Bill Hell. Home of challenge pissing. That's right. Challenge pissing. How does it work? If you can piss 6 feet in the air straight up and not get wet, you get no down payment. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't fuck with us or we'll rip your nuts off. Only at Big Bill Hell. The only dealer that tells you to fuck off. Hurry up, asshole. This event ends the minute after you write us a check. And it better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker. Go to hell. Big Bill Hell's Cars. All the more filthiest and exclusive home of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland. Guaranteed.
The end.
That seems accurate.
That's what TFCon's going to be like when the world is Mad Max. Yeah. So we're not going to see shit from Make Toys. You know what's fucked up is, like, I really like Make Toys. I love their products. Pandanus. Utopia. That was like their golden age.
Oh my
God.
God.
People think the Seekers were fine. I disagree, but people love those Seekers, and that's wonderful. But man, like how they've fallen apart. It's a shame. I don't want to see them go away. I don't.
No, it's always good to have healthy competition, honestly.
Yeah. But sometimes you can't keep up with what's going on out there. And it's really hard, especially for a fandom like Transformers fandoms, where the taste, like, there's the flavor of the month, man. Like, that term, that cliche comes into play a lot with Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for a while there, like, especially in the Cybertron Cafe, like the posts were all about, like, the Voyager class Quintesson that was coming out, right? Well, that fucking hushed up real fucking quick, especially now with this freaking X-Transbots reveal of their version of the Quintessons. It's topsy-turvy, man. It's so hard, and that's why, as much grief as I give the hardcore Fans Toys fanboys, the ones that think they do no wrong, they call them a reputable company, and I sit there and I try to be decent and say, well, hey, not every company is quote unquote reputable. Everyone has their flaws, and they go, well, that's just bullshit trollish logic. No, dude, no company's perfect. They fuck up, because everyone's seen the post, right, when they got, like, look at what happened with Greg. His Iceman showed up broken.
Yep.
You know.
And if there's no competition, Fans Toys can afford to cut corners.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what you have is another situation of like where the WWE is right now with professional wrestling. They have a monopoly over it, and you could say all the shit you want about. Was it All Star Elite Wrestling or All Elite Wrestling, whatever, American Elite Wrestling, whatever it's called.
WCW.
No, AEW. No. Like you can say all you want about AEW, they're not gonna get into the same position as fucking the WWE unless they're willing to put in work and take those risks. You know what I mean? So that's all there is to it. Right now, Fans Toys is the hottest in the game. If you're praising Fans Toys, people are gonna thumbs up your comment, right? But if you sit there and try to show what's wrong, people sit there, oh, you're just salty because you didn't buy one. You didn't blah 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 blah. Like, look what happened when they released their breakdown. You know, like everyone's like, oh, I love my X-Transbots. Fans Toys releases their breakdown. It's a beautiful fucking figure, but I was like, no, man, it's too skinny. Whoever wrote that, I was like, oh, look how thin he is. They fucking get like 20 replies instantly, like just him being flamed for calling him a hater or some whatever bullshit.
Well, he is. I mean, in fairness, so.
But it's just such a difficult fan base to fucking please. A good example is the Siege show on Netflix, man. Like, I've never seen so many people suddenly become experts in story, voice acting, animation, design. Suddenly everyone knows how to fucking design and render characters for a TV show and all this shit. Like, and meanwhile, these motherfuckers are probably 2 weeks ago were asking like, so where did the headmaster start? But now you're suddenly a fucking expert. So, I mean, I understand people are entitled to their opinions. But when you try to make your opinion carry weight and you try to make it seem like you know what you're talking about, but you fucking don't, maybe you need to shut the fuck up.
Chip.
So, I don't know how you feel about this, Robert, but I was talking to Oscar earlier before you jumped on, and I am only one episode away from finishing what's out there for Siege currently. Should we discuss this last week? You've watched the whole thing, right?
Yes.
All right. So should we have a spoiler discussion next week?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do it. So, presumably we'll be on. I'll pass it along to Greg. Hopefully he'll be on too, and we can all have a spoiler discussion. So, you are on notice, listeners, to all two of you. If you have not watched it, give it a watch because we're going to talk about it. So, and if you don't care, then fine, so be it. But you're warned.
You may not like what we have to say because shit, we may have varying opinions. And,
yeah, I think we will.
You know, and all the complaints are out there, man. And again, these are just opinions. These are what people think. But what irks me is when you try to make it sound like you know what you're talking about, but you have no experience in anything in that. You know, it's like what is it? A friend of mine used to say to me back when, like, I submitted to Marvel Comics when I was 17 and was rejected. And then someone else in my high school at the time was like, oh, yeah, you can't fucking draw. He looked at me and just goes, those that can are the first to criticize.
Yeah.
Those that can't do are the first to criticize. All right? It's as if, like, freaking I start criticizing Robert for being a bad attorney. I don't know shit about law.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's...
But he is a bad attorney. No, just kidding.
I am. I kind of am.
Well, you base all the judgments you're going to make on the push button of a fucking Quintesson toy.
We told you it was a bad practice.
But that's the thing. So I'm looking forward to us having this discussion because Greg has certain feelings. Like the one I'm seeing him vocal the most is like how they speak in the show. Right. And I have no explanation for that. I don't know why the fuck they had it spaced out so much, you know, but at the same time, certain things like I'll state right now my opinion of it real quick, especially about Megatron, is I think he was less cookie cutter of a villain in this series compared to, like, you know, Transformers Animated, and I love that show, but he was less of the cookie cutter, I'm just evil for being evil. You actually...
There's a purpose behind it, yeah.
Yeah, like you see his decline into becoming this merciless monster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see these moments appear. So, and then there's questions. It's like, why the fuck would Ultra Magnus cover himself with that cloak? And no one knows.
For next week, Oscar, don't blow your load early.
Too late. It's too late. I already started. But It is what it is. But I think we're good to call it a day, right?
Yep.
All right. So as always, you can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Shatteredcast Uncut. Check out our friends on the Cool Table Network who decided to block me.
Yeah. Or
some of you
don't, because they don't listen to us either.
No one,
so.
Yeah, they don't
Fuck
fucking.
'em.
I barely speak to any of them, dude. The exception of Eddie Dustmightz. That's it. So
Who doesn't listen to us either? So.
No, he sure doesn't. He hates me.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what do you want, fat boy? I'm not sending you money again.
Facts.
No. But be sure to check out the Rumble Collectors. As always, be sure to check out all our friends on their respective podcasts. Toy Tea Talks with our good friend Spiro Skylos, who thanks again for appearing a few weeks ago when we needed a last-second guest to jump in. He jumped in. He had to watch his kids. We had a pretty chill episode, so it was a showy. So yeah, and as always, for the sake of promise, please collect responsibly, be good to yourselves and each other, and as Ironhide always says, shut the fuck up, chip.
Or don't.
I don't care.
Or keep talking.
Die.